Whoa!
Hey! It is Thursday night.
What is up, people?
There's a lot of whiskey in front of us.
Scotch for Dummies.
Happy Thursday, gents.
Happy Thursday.
Cheers.
Scotch for Dummies. 3 of us in person. Mm-hmm. And hopefully a lot of people join live because we're going to have some fun tonight.
Gosh, we got some whiskeys to go through.
We do. Now, we're not going to speed dram. We're not going to go through all these tonight, but we're going to talk through a lot of them.
Right. Definitely can't. We definitely can't.
Well, we can. We won't be walking.
No, we won't be walking.
But
we're not going to do that.
There's a good representation here, and we'll get into why these are all here and stuff. But let's just chill out for a hot second, take a deep breath about being Thursday, and
there's commentary.
a long week coming. Glad to be here, man.
Yeah, man, it's been a long week. Ready to discuss some whiskeys tonight. It's an interesting topic. The online Scotch Whiskey Awards is coming soon, and we thought, wow, it'd be kind of fun to talk through that a little bit.
Well, I mean, the nominations are already out. And the beauty of the online Scotch Whiskey Awards, and if we have a is it online OSWA?
Whatever.
We'll get to that in a second.
We're going to show it actually.
But the key is you can vote. So this is a whiskey award that you can vote for. So what we want to do is we want to talk through some of the whiskeys, and some of them, a lot of these we found tonight at Total Wine and More. I mean, it's a local whiskey shop. A lot of big specs in Texas and Total Wine and some of these other big stores have a lot of these whiskeys available, and they're not that crazy expensive. They're in the $40 to $100 range probably. So if you are interested in doing some of the voting and some of the characterization, go grab a bottle. There's lots of information online about them. There's some that you may or may not want. But
it's an interesting awards to the way that it's set up, right? This one definitely does not have the bias of big corporate money. In other words, this isn't bought by advertising or marketing. This is voted on by you, the whiskey drinker, the viewers, the people that are out there looking on the shelves and interested. So it'll be interesting to go through the categories as we start tying down through this, because there are some that we haven't had and there are some that we couldn't find because they're maybe just over the pond. But nevertheless, I think I'm not going to step out of voting because there's one that I haven't had, right?
Yeah, I think we've got enough experience in a lot of these areas. I will say, I'm out of all of these, and I've got something in my glass right now, I'm really interested to talk about the new distillery stuff that's coming out.
Right.
We had the luxury of having some of those with some of our patrons that came and saw us a few months ago, and they brought some samples, and pretty impressed with some of the new stuff coming out, which is a good sign for Scotch.
Right. During the pre-show this evening, I was going through and just having small samples of some of those just to refresh my memory before we vote tonight, because I don't have a lot of experience with them. There's some bottles up here that I've had a lot of experience, and of course I obviously like them, but I wanted to make sure I had the biggest experience with these as I could before we voted. And the way we're going to vote is we're voting as Scotch for Dummies. We're not casting 3 votes because there's 3 of us. We're going to talk our way through this, and then we're going to come to a conclusion on which bottle per category, right?
Yeah, and you know what would be cool too is that we'll interact as much as possible with you guys in the live chat as we get going here, and maybe even ask for some help. You never know. We'll see how it goes.
So let's take a few seconds here and say a good evening to everybody that's out there in chat land, and get ready to start paying attention to what they have to say, because I'm pretty sure there's a few of these bottles you have all had out there, and I'm interested to see. I think in the pre-show, several of you said you've already voted already, so be interesting to see some commentary from you.
So make sure you click that like and subscribe if you're not on it.
What?
Go ahead and do that too.
Good on you, Andrew.
Wow, we never remember to say that.
That thing right there?
Yeah, hit that button, because that helps the algorithm.
Oh, you know what else is cool? I noticed that I do want to call out a good friend of
Discord,
ours. Yeah, Discord. And add this because it's so true. Time for a dram. How do y'all? Hope you're well. Fun pre-show patrons. For anyone not a patron, worth the price of admission to get to hang out in the pre-show Zooms. I mean, it's your call and all of that. But we do have. We were just talking about it when we hung up, and we're like, man, that's the heartbeat of what we do.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, our patrons that get on the Zoom calls, that we do after shows, we do pre-shows, and then the Discord stuff that I'm showing right now, like that's part of it as well. Yep. And I'll tell you what, if you're enjoying what you're hearing now, if you're on the podcast listening in, get on our stuff. We know we're not 100% active all the time. We try to do our best. We have full-time jobs, but we love the community. We love what we're invested in, and we love you guys. So
2 quick comments on that. I was on Discord tonight, and I was just thinking to myself how that is just alive in and of itself. We could not check into Discord for a month, and you come back, and there's just so much conversation.
Yep.
But as far as the Zooms that we do, the pre-shows and the post-shows, hey, I'll be honest. Sometimes we have to skip a live show because life's in the way. But even when that happens, I personally do my best to try to at least log into the Zoom from my home camera or whatever, just because I want to hang out with those folks, say hi. Maybe I can't stay for the whole hour.
It's family.
You check in on each other, see how each other are doing, and we do share a lot of whiskey amongst each other.
We really do. That's another side.
So that's the best part. If you buy a bottle of whiskey and you can't drink it all, there's people that are wanting to try it. So
that's so true. So Paul Vanderwall, good evening. Good to see you. Troopers in the house too, and there's our Tom R.
He's not first, but
we're going to take that screenshot for his show.
Yeah, no kidding.
That's it.
That's a good one.
Trooper Henry.
Brad Woods.
Yeah, we're going to talk about that.
OSWA. Hang tight.
Yeah, we're going to talk a lot about that. We already kind of did a little bit, but Bobby J, I wonder where Isle is in tonight.
I don't know. We don't get to see him that often.
I know.
73.
He must be working hard.
I'm going to say 14. I'm
I think he's in toilets. All right, anyway. Let's see what Crafty Wheels there. Bobby J.
Ahoy.
Super. Boy, there's a lot of discussion going on in the chat. Love it. Zach.
Wow, it's busy out here.
Mr. Anderson.
Mr. Anderson.
That's a good one. Stephen Richard, nice.
Oh, Ronan's in.
Ronan. Wow, look at Ronan.
Where's he
What's up,
at?
dude? He's right there.
Oh, man. Wow.
He's our shooting buddy online.
Yep.
Okay, so
I have to say,
I
like Tater Dom's
Tater Dom,
photo there.
okay.
It's pretty.
Yeah, that's awesome.
That's classy.
that's really good.
It's classic. Oh my gosh.
In there, nice.
Second here, new to Scotch. Wait a minute.
Pop.
So Gran and Pop.
Okay, so this is actually a great episode to talk about Scotch, because the online Scotch Whisky Awards, it's not only Scotch, but it's got whiskey in there that you don't see in everyday publications, because the nominations are by whiskey YouTubers, and the whiskey that they have are not necessarily the big brands. There are some big brands in there, but that's not necessarily what it's about. It's about innovations in whiskey and what you're doing with it. So
for full transparency, Scotch for Dummies we did partake in the nomination process. And how that's done is we're sent an invitation to nominate I think 3, and that's it. It's wide open. So we could have nominated 3 bottles for a category, and we were the only ones that nominated it, so it didn't make the short list, So
sure. Yeah. You never know.
You don't know, but because we took part in the nominations, I don't think it skews our voting, because these bottles weren't just our selections, right?
No, there are a lot of bottles. Clearly, there's like 5 or 6 bottles in each category.
Right.
I think it's 6 minimum.
At least minimum 6. So we didn't nominate all those.
So, and is this the second or third year? Third year. Yeah. When do they close? You put that in the description. In the chat,
the actual review, I believe, is November 4th, 2 p.m. Eastern, and then I think it's at 6 p.m.
So like the award ceremony?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
So you still have time. It's open right now. The website is oswa.co.uk. .co.uk. So you can go there right now, and you can, as long as you have a Google account, I think, or email account, you can vote whatever you want to. So we're actually going tonight. We're going to cast our votes live with you and talk about it. So,
and they do their best to restrict it. You can only log in to vote with an email account one time, so you can't spam it and try to skew the numbers, if you will.
I like that. Yeah.
Roy and Ralphie, who are the brainchilds behind it and put this together and kind of execute it. I think they put a lot of time and effort into trying to make this as fair and true as they could. So,
yeah, we were talking about that in the pre-show a little bit with the patrons about just how unique what they have put together, and it's a really cool concept because it's crowdsourced in a sense, right? It's public. It's we're not magazines. No one's getting paid to do this. It's a true kind of public voting, and it's really interesting to see how it turns out. I've always been surprised.
Yeah, I mean, go look at if you go to the website, it also lists all of the YouTubers and podcasters that nominated. So you can go through and you can then go look at their channels and see what they're about. Most of them are small whiskey guys that just enjoy whiskey, enjoy talking about it, and they're not.
And they're not
making
even all
money.
on WhiskyTube either. They're,
Yeah.
they're bloggers. I know different vloggers out there, podcasters, website owners. So they've really done a good job of making sure they're, dispersed. if you
Oh,
will.
shit.
What'd you get there?
That Ardnamurchan.
That's
good?
White Scotch.
It's pretty good.
It's really good.
I had an Ardnamurchan at home I was going to bring for this, but it's not the one that was nominated in the category. So we just picked that bottle up tonight at Total Wine. And
So that was a neck pour?
Yeah, well, I think Drew
I had the first one.
Well,
but it's got a lot of bananas in it, right?
there's something in there to chew on. It's it's really quintessential Scotch, right? It's just
See,
like,
It's pretty good.
Scotch.
I just poured a little bit of the lag in, which is upheated, so it's gonna be a little more tricky for me to hit that after that. But we'll try
Yeah,
it.
rinse that bad boy out. So, Drew, if you want to kind of spin this up
Sure thing.
and take us to category 1,
How about this?
try
we
to
go.
make
Woo,
the screen
look at
so we
that.
can still see
Fanciness.
these chats. But
I'll pull this out of the way for us to see.
all right, make that a wee bit bigger if you can.
There we go. All right. Best value whiskey 2023. So one thing I like about this is it is a value whiskey, and it's one of those things where, so you can get cheaper whiskey. That's fair point. But I don't think you can get whiskey this good for this price in most cases. So Drew's trying to do a little
Make the
graphics
screen
here.
bigger so we can see
Yep.
it. So best value whiskey. Now let's just scroll down and see the whiskeys that are in this category. This is the Andrew category, right? Is this, you know,
It's-
this
I
is-
don't know
I-
about
I
that.
would
But there
say
are, there
val-
are quite a bit of peated ones
Well,
in
and,
there.
and
Well,
it
no,
is
but for
value, which I
value,
like the
it's
value.
value,
Yeah,
right.
so
Andrew's-
this is bang for your buck.
Right.
And that's what I
true.
love about this. is-
So
yeah.
wow, dang it, I'm not ready to vote on it. We're gonna have to talk our way through this because there's a few that I want to try
Well,
right
let's
now.
go through each one of them. So the podcasters can't see the website. So what do we got going on?
So there are six
podcast, yeah.
six whiskeys in the best value whiskey of 2023, and they are Ardnamurchan AD, 46.8% ABV, coming in at about 45 pound. I just poured that. It's first time
Delicious
I've
first
ever
impression.
tasted it. The next one up, Andrew.
The Aaron 10, 46% ABV, about 44 pounds. That's a great whiskey.
Yeah, that thing kicked ass during our
It
our
represented
competition.
on the King of the Hill series.
Right.
Yep.
Drew?
The next one is the Bruichladdich, the classic Laddie, 50% ABV, around 50 pounds.
That
I
is
had a
such
glass
a
of that
bottle.
earlier, and I forgot how
I
damn good that
said
is.
the same thing. I
Holy
had during
crap.
the
Sip on that
pre-show. I
all
was
day
like,
long.
son of
And
a
that,
bitch.
that is
This
a very,
good.
so far, a very good 3. And I'll tell you what, the classic Laddie is a very underlooked, underrated bottle of Scotch. And it's not that bad.
It's in every whiskey shop.
It
Almost.
is. It is.
And
So-
it's so good.
You know, I love the whiskey, and I do think the bottle's cool. Don't get me wrong. But one thing I hate about those kinds of bottles is you can't see how much whiskey's left.
No, you can't.
You're like,
it
son of
a
kind
bitch.
of cheats
Hope
you a
and
little
pray.
bit because you're like, oh man, it's kind of like those heavy bottles. Like, is it almost empty? Oh, it is empty. Gosh,
Right, like the black art bottle. You're like,
Right.
son of a
that's
bitch.
on purpose.
It is on purpose. But the other 3 that are left in this category, 2 of them I haven't tasted yet. So I don't know what I want to do. The first one is Kilkerran 12-year-old, 46% ABV at about 49 pound.
Yeah, and I just had a glass earlier. It's
You
my
did?
first one. It's delicious.
need to try
You know,
that.
we're used to the 8s mostly.
Yeah.
And we've got 3 renditions. I think there's a 4th one out now, or there are 4 out now. But that's the sherry cask stuff, which is phenomenal. The next one, I'll go ahead and skip while you're getting ready. There is Lecheg 10, which is a 10-year-old at 46.3 ABV, around 44 pounds. So
And
that is another bottle that's a heavyweight.
It's a banger, man.
It is a banger. That did
That
really
thing
well
kicked
in our
ass.
head-to-head.
Right. I mean,
I
this
had
is
no
tough.
idea how good it was until King of the Hill.
Right. This
And
is
then
tough.
finally, you end up with Port Charlotte 10-year-old, 50% ABV, about 56 pounds. So there's two Lotties in there, 2 Bruichladdich.
Right. So
There
there's
is.
2 that I kind of want to at least get a quick sip on before I really start arguing for them, and that's that Kilkerran 12 and the Port Charlotte. I mean, Aaron 10 I know I love.
I
Lecheg
think you
10.
got to do Kilkerran for sure because I think we all know we all probably have a couple of biased opinions here because we can't taste them, all of them. But the Kilkerran is one you've not tasted yet. I am interested to see what you think about that. It's right here.
You pass her back.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's
it's
so
delicious. It's really good.
So it's interesting that about half of these are non-peated and half of them are peated. I think that goes to the breadth of what Scotch whiskey can be. and they're all in that 10 to 12 year range. Fairly accessible, good values.
So go back to the screen and let me see in comparison of ABVs, right?
Okay.
So ABVs are all 46.
All
So
greater
the
than-
classic
greater than
Lottie,
45, yeah.
the classic Lottie. So both the Brook Lotties are
They're 50.
50%. So they're coming in a little bit
The
higher.
peated are higher, looks like.
Well, the classic
No,
Lottie's not
Classic
not
Lottie's
peated.
not. Yeah.
But
Kilkerran is 46.
here's the next question, and we don't have the answer just looking at the screen. We can make some assumptions here, right? So they're all 46 or higher. So I want to assume all unchill filtered. Not necessarily true. It's definitely an assumption.
Yes.
The second thing I want to know is, the coloring. Are they all natural color? I kind of have to feel that they are. And these are all pretty quality bottles. I mean, even though it says best value, I don't want you to think that means the cheapest things on the market or are not good, because I honestly, everyone that I've got experience with is really good.
The Kilkerran 12 does not say anything about chill filtering or color.
Oh shit.
So while it may be non-chill filtered and non-colored, they don't specifically mention it on the label. So you don't know. And ultimately, you taste the whiskey and figure it out, whether you like it or not. I think it's interesting that there's not a big business whiskey in this bunch, which I think is cool. There are none of these whiskeys that I wouldn't accept readily if someone handed me a glass of it, because they all have their own unique, distinctive flavors. So,
Have either of you poured the Port Charlotte?
not
Yes.
recently.
That one, the Classic Latte?
No, Port
No, but I
Here,
know.
just put one. Put one. We'll share a glass. I just want something to
splash.
smell it. Yeah.
Okay.
Pass it around.
The 12 is so, the Kilkerran 12 is so malty and just it's not it's not a sherried, it's not a peated, it's just a malty, good everyday, meat and potatoes kind of Scotch.
God damn it.
All right, are we speed dramming these now?
No,
So the Port Charlotte-
I'm doing some comparisons. I mean, real small pours here.
Yeah.
Not extremely peaty on the nose. Kind of light actually on the
Yeah,
nose.
I think it kicks on. palate.
I'm sure the palates. I don't remember.
Oh, yeah,
but
the nose
I
is not.
remember though how well it did in the King of the Hill series. Though it punched out pretty well. I don't know how many it won, but it's definitely a very popular. I know that I think I'm seeing a few comments about how it's a very popular bottle.
Wow.
Yeah,
amongst everyone.
it doesn't have much peat on the nose, but it kicks in the palate. Ooh,
Go
yeah.
back to the let me see the bottles here, man. Pull that back up, because this is, I got to be honest with you, having them at our fingertips, right, at our disposal right now to go through, it's tough. This
Do
is
you
a
have the
very,
Ardnamurchan poured?
Yes, I do.
Yeah,
Can I nose it?
yeah,
Even
it's
if it's
good.
just a
So
glass.
let's
I don't remember which one's which.
Well,
let's
one-
do this,
one's peated,
guys,
one's
to
not.
help our listeners as well. Let's talk real quickly. So the Ardnamurchan, let's not talk about specific specs. Let's talk about what we're getting on the nose, and then obviously we're going to have to go through some of these and kind of remember them. But the first one, right, the Ardnamurchan, it's a lighter, more bananas.
Yes, it is.
It's a very somewhat malty but refreshing, very easy to drink bottle for what I had. Now, none of this is going off of water tonight. It's just straight up neat. The Aaron 10 to me is kind of the foundational. It reminds me of almost Old Pulteney. It's that malty madness, very
Isn't there
stout.
a little sherry in that? Isn't that a sherry cask finish? Don't we have that?
Well,
No,
not
it's
anymore.
gone.
It's gone.
Oh, you killed it.
We killed two of
We
them.
killed it. The original one was not as sherry, I don't think, as the newer version is.
Well,
Definitely
it's
darker.
obviously batched.
Yeah.
Clearly.
And then we just had the Classic Lottie. Who wants to talk about that one?
So I will say that's a standard malted beverage. Great, not sherried, not peated. It's a good basic, but I would say that in my opinion tonight, the Kilkerran 12 takes it. Now,
You say the Kilkerran
well,
12 does?
Well, before you start calling things out, what is the Kilkerran? What are you getting out of that?
so that is a rich, malty, just like I said for the Classic Lottie, but this has more breadth of flavor. What are you looking at?
You're gonna-
Oh,
That's what we need to try.
You gonna count this guy out?
No, I'm
You're
not.
gonna count Lecheg 10
In
out?
fact, I'm going to pour some of that right now. because for our listeners, remember, people are
rails.
listening. So we got bourbon influence, maltiness. We've got a little Kilkerran now, which is a little bit more what?
There's 3
sherry.
There's 2 peats in there. No, how many peats are 2? So
2.
Lecheg and Port Charlotte.
And then the last 2 are peated. So you got to think about what are we going for on tonight's show as far as picks? Are we looking for the peated? Are we looking for the sherry? Looking for the best value? What are we doing?
Value. This is the value category. So then I'm going to go down here to value. And it's tough because they're all so close in price. So that, I mean, I can throw that out the window. Right now, after what I've just tasted, that Ardnamurchan's the one that's touching me the most.
No, you need to try that.
I know, but I mean, is it fair that we don't have Aaron 10 on hand?
So
I remember
what we need to
Aaron
look
10.
for here is the breadth of flavor for the price. And I would argue that the Kilkerran 12-year-old right now has a wider breadth of palate, but it is the highest price. Well, compared to the Latte, maybe not. But and admittedly, and through the comments we've seen this pricing changes where you are, depending on where you are in your market and all this kind of thing. So what I'm doing is I'm using Roy and Ralphie's pricing that they show on the website, because wherever they got it, these are all relative pricing. Now, granted, there are the UK pricing, so it's a little different in the US. Somebody said that the Kilkerran 12 was like $120.
We have three people here this is 12 Angry Men. We've got to come down with one for a vote, right? How do we do it?
Well, let's talk through it real quick again. So value, I think between the 18, the Aaron 10 and the Lecheg 10 are my 2 picks at this point.
Aaron 10 and Lecheg 10. Mm-hmm. And your 2 are?
Probably the Port Charlotte and the Kilkerran. Of course they are.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow, we are at an impasse.
Aaron 10's close, but
we might have to take this one to the comments, because honestly, I'm at Ardnamurchan.
Yeah.
And
the Chig. No.
And the Classic Lottie.
No. Geez.
I don't know. It's going to be hard to beat. I think the Aaron 10 is an obvious. I think it did well last year.
It did.
So
But
we can push that one away.
Okay, and I'm willing to concede Ardnamurchan because I know it's in another category.
Correct.
For a new best new distillery. In
Correct.
other words, it's got another swing.
And I will say, even though it's probably my favorite flavor, I'm willing to give up the Kilkerran because it is one of the highest prices. So that brings us down to what?
I'm at
Port Charlotte and Lecheg.
I'm at Classic Lottie, Port Charlotte, and Lecheg. So
none of those are going to be wrong.
None of those are going to be wrong.
Well, you got peated versus the rest of them.
So, right. How about let's knock out there's 2 Bruichlottis and 1 non-Bruc. So let's knock out a Bruichlottie and make this again. Bruichlottie against
It had to be
Lecheg.
Port Charlotte versus keep it
Port
fair.
Charlotte and Chig. So the peated make it to the top 2?
Well, I was going to say.
What was the third one?
This one, the Bruichlottie. I was going to say.
That has to make it versus the
Lecheg.
Well,
are you going to drop out Lecheg? Are you just going to give Bruichlottie both options?
But so you want Bruichlottie against Bruichlottie then?
You think
No.
Port Charlotte 10 versus Lecheg?
No, I think Bruichlottie, Classic Lottie against Lecheg.
Well, that's tough.
I go Lecheg on that.
I think I'd go Lecheg.
Those 2?
Let's check the comments. So we've got some people coming in right now. We've got Lecheg runner up.
Who's do you have a Lecheg or
I poured Lecheg.
you poured a Lecheg? You've got a Classic Lottie. So let's hit those 2 and see which we prefer. Yep. Quick pour, quick nose. It's gonna be fast. We gotta be fast. Where's your Lecheg? Or where's your Lecheg?
It's clean. It's light.
Lecheg is money.
Where did you have your Lecheg? Did you give it to him?
Somebody took it. I don't have a glass. I didn't pour much.
Charlotte.
That's really good.
So I think a lot of it. You're right, everyone. Which do we enjoy the most? And it's tough. I like them all. The part of me is trying to be a little bit more methodical on. I think mine's a category thing, like peated versus not, trying to keep them at least similar. There's an issue with,
Paper towel?
a little bit here. There is a similarity between a few of these, but there's also a pretty drasticness as far as that as well. All of them price-wise, not far off. I mean, we've already kind of booted Kilkerran because it's a little pricey, but I'm willing to pay for that for the flavor profile I want it for. I think at this point we either go Lecheg or the Classic Lottie.
All right, so listeners, I see Classic. Tom R says Lecheg.
The Classic Lottie is the most expensive of the bunch. Is it 10%?
Zach says it's going to be a 3-hour show. Wow, I never heard Zach complain about that before.
Yeah, that's true.
I gotta go with Lecheg.
I'm Lecheg too.
I'm gonna go with Lecheg.
All right. Well, then I'm going with Classic Lottie because you guys are wrong.
All right, so that's
Lecheg
one.
wins. Damn.
Let's vote
All
it.
right, so let's get this in here.
Lock it in.
Lecheg. First,
I will say this.
We gotta answer a question first here. It says
before we tick. Okay.
Number
one.
Which of these best describes
Scotch.
you? Pure Scotch, a Scotch lover, is all about Scotch. I think we're gonna go with number one.
2 is Scotch promiscuous. I like that. A Scotch lover, but enjoys dalliances with other whiskey.
Yeah,
Man,
that's easy answer.
No, we're pure Scotch.
All right, so here's our. We're gonna go with Lecheg 10.
Lecheg 10.
Done.
All right. No vote. No. Okay. What's next?
Next is the best blended.
Dun dun dun.
So let's go down to that.
So this one's going to be a little bit quicker because we don't have several of these. We honestly opted to not buy the Chivas Regal 18. It was at Total Wine, but
that is a great.
It is a good
whiskey.
It is a good whiskey.
That is my favorite blended whiskey.
$90 right
arguably.
The Dewar's 21 Double was an ass kicker of a whiskey. I was very shocked with it. It's extremely expensive because
it's small,
120 pound for a
half bottle.
Right, half. Right, so a 375. Or
yeah, I think that's
I don't think that's pretty expensive.
That's in the wrong category. Or
it doesn't.
It technically meets the category, but man, that's not even fair comparison against Cuddy Sark.
Yeah. We got the Johnny Walker Black Label 12-year-old.
When's the last time you had to pour that?
I bought a bottle because I wanted to pour of it, and I've already got peat in my mind, so give me a glass of that. I don't know where my glass went, so I guess
good old-fashioned screw. I just washed these three out.
So I would say Johnny Walker Black is best served over ice.
Pour it a little bit heavy because I want to taste it too.
Okay.
It does have some grain in it, but the peat level is just right in it.
This used to be my nightly, man. This was my go-to girl right here.
That's lovely.
Back in the day.
It's light with just a...
I mean, you want to talk about an approachable smoky whiskey with a hint of, I'd say even hint of green apple in it, which is crazy. Caramel apple.
That Classic Lottie's good. So, what else do we have in the category? These are two that we are not familiar with at all.
Yeah,
so
this is going to be tricky for us. McLean's the Nose.
McLean's Nose, 46% ABV. We didn't read through them.
I'm not sure we can even get to that in the U.S.
We looked, couldn't find
Thomas Brothers, 6-year-old, 46 ABV at 38 pounds. So, do a quick read through again because we didn't give the deets. So, we got Chivas Regal, 18-year-old, 40% ABV, 82 pounds.
Cuddy Sark Prohibition, 50% ABV at 27 pounds.
Let's keep going.
Dewar's Double, 21-year-old, 46 ABV at 120 pound for a half bottle.
Half bottle.
That's pricey.
Yeah. So Johnny Walker Black Label, 12-year-old, 40% ABV, about 29 pounds. That's a little high because I think you get it less.
I think it's,
that's
a little cheaper than that.
Next is McLean's Nose, 46% ABV, non-age statement, 32 pounds. And finally,
Thompson Brothers, excuse me. I don't know what TBBSW, 6-year-old, 46% ABV, 38 pounds. So those last two, I have nothing to say about. I really want to go to the comment section in our chat to see if anybody can share their notes or perceptions because I don't have any.
Doesn't seem like a lot of people have had them either.
For them to get into the category tells me that somebody knows about it.
Somebody does, but it could be across the pond.
Oh, clearly. Because I'm not sure those are even available.
So the only three that I feel like we can even vote for is the Chivas 18, the Dewar's 21, and the Johnny Walker. And to me, this is an easy win. This is definitely, easy win when I'll say smooth criminal Chivas or a little bit of a smoky campfire Black. And it's hard for me to not say Johnny Walker at this point because
Chivas is
it's so good,
a really good whiskey. So the Chivas 12, and although the younger Chivas are good as well, they do a really good job of blending in the grain into their malted whiskey, and the flavor just is really well balanced.
I will say that out of those six, that Dewar's is a 21-year-old.
And I would agree. I of those, I think the best whiskey I've tasted is the Double Double.
That's what that was.
I know. That's what I'm saying.
It's
it is
delicious
best,
for what it is.
How do you
but it's
compare
hard
it against a 27-pound
Okay,
bottle?
so that's not the point. Isn't value.
You're right.
The point is blend.
Best blended whiskey.
And we've had
The
that.
Double
That's a
Double.
phenomenal
The
bottle.
Double is.
Yeah, so
the best flavor.
if we're gonna say that it's not about value, it's just about the best whiskey that we think represents that category. I think it's the Double.
It's better
Double.
than Chivas 18. Yes,
I would agree.
Yeah,
yes,
I do.
So really, it's Johnny Walker Black against this. And which one do you guys want to do?
The Double
Double every day.
Double Double.
I mean, look. I just had a sip of this black, and yeah, I can. It takes me back. I'm like, I know
good.
I liked it. I know I drank.
There's a lot of good comments about that Cutty Sark Prohibition, but on the comments, but unfortunately, I can't ask. About
I
that,
honestly
so.
thought we had a bottle, and I was looking behind us, but we don't. And
Yeah, we were.
something told.
Well, it's gone because it's good. It's really
True.
good.
True.
And Bobby even bought a 27-year-old because he liked it so much.
And they did have the 27 at Total Wine. We didn't buy it because that's not what's in the category.
All right. So, in interest of time, moving on, voting for the Dewar's Double Double, 12-year-old.
21, yeah.
Yep. Good to go. People's
right.
choice. Oh wait.
Dun dun dun. Best blended what?
Oh my gosh.
Malt whiskey.
Best blended malt whiskey. Wowza, 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 wowza.
So we got Big Pete, Douglas Lang's Big Pete, 46% ABV at around 40 pounds. We've got the Campbelltown Lock, 46% ABV at 40 pounds, similar price. The Compass Box No Name, which I am really looking forward to having a dram of that again.
Do you like it?
No Name at 48.9%
No Name 3?
ABV. This is No
It
Name
is
3.
No Name.
No, it's the 2, isn't it?
No.
Is it 3?
2's the black.
Gotcha.
All right.
We did get a bottle of the Compass
Gold.
Box Orchard House.
Such a
46,
good whiskey too.
ABV 46.
I'm looking forward to that one.
I love the Orchard House.
Douglas Lang, the Cauldrons at 46.2 ABV. And then we've got this.
Not really showing the stats on the screen here.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Well, it's hard for me to do two things at
Yeah.
once.
All right.
Thomas Brothers SRV 5, 8-year-old.
this-
Thompson
45.
Brothers again. So this
Thompson
is
Brothers. It makes me want to know more about Thompson Brothers. Is this just something that I am ignorant on or don't have access to? 'Cause
We've not seen it. I mean, I don't know if you're ignorant. You've not seen it.
we haven't seen it around the U.S.
I
At
mean,
least not in our area.
I camp around online.
Along with
and-
Cauldrons. I haven't seen Cauldrons either.
Yeah.
So let's talk about. Did you read all of them off, right?
did, yeah.
Let's talk about what we've got initial experience with, or
It's only 2 bottles, really.
right? The Compass boxes.
Well, we've had the Big Pete.
A long
Just
time
can't
ago.
find it.
And
We
it wa-
looked.
It was good. I mean, it was. I can't believe it was only 40 pounds. That's a banger for 40 pounds.
Really, it's between the 2 Compass Boxes.
So scroll up a little bit. The Campbelltown Lock. Is anybody out there in virtual land, tell me about Campbelltown Lock. So Zach Andrews, all day long. Where's this come from? Because when I look at the bottle, I look at it says Springbank. Hell, even look at the label. Is this a
It's
Springbank product?
bottle, but it's a blended. So where do they get their grain?
Well, to me, that's what it is. It's a blended version. It's Springbank's blend that they're putting grain in. I don't know. I don't know the story behind it.
They're pulling some
I'm trying to-
some grain from some distillery and then adding their malt to it.
Right. See, so there's a ton voting for Campbelltown Lock. You have to ship Thompson Brothers across
Yeah,
the
that's what I'm
pond
reading
from what
too.
I've seen, says Martin.
So it seems like it's kind of on the pond side of things.
And that's fair. Okay, that I get it. So I'm going to open up the Compass Box
the No Name?
Orchard, and No Name's here.
Do we have a?
I need a glass.
cup we can pour into? 'Cause
I've
got
been.
one.
This is my pour cup.
all right. I don't want to.
Somebody keeps taking my glass.
This is
Here,
probably-
here's a fresh one.
Thank you.
Yeah, man, no problem, brother. Man, I'm
We got a
opening
lot of
all-
whiskey to try
I'm
tonight.
opening whiskeys left and right.
It's a hard job tonight, guys.
Tough. Someone's got to do it.
Tough job. Let me try some of this No Name because it's
We're doing it for you guys. It's not about
it's for
us.
you guys. So I'm gonna pour the No Name. Both of these are Compass Boxes. You've got the Orchard House.
Orchard
I have
House.
the No Name.
I'll pour a little bit on the heavy side so I can pass this over to you.
And you clear my palate. You got a little peat in there.
So I really wish I had experience with the Thompson Brothers. I really wish we could have found a Big Pete.
That's right.
I don't
Daniel, it's a
remember that.
blended malt. There's no grain in it. You're right.
Woo!
There you go. So,
you're
so
right.
did
Sorry
anybody
about that,
answer
Daniel.
about this?
Yeah, there's definitely peat in there.
That's why I thought.
I don't know if
make
it's
sure
the
it wasn't
glass.
reminiscent from another glass.
Did you rinse the glass?
Campbelltown Lock is all 5 whiskeys from Campbellton. Thank you, Zach.
Did you
Son
rinse
of a
this glass?
bitch.
'Cause there's a heavy peat note in this. No name.
I didn't think this was this peated?
Yes.
Okay.
Good
Just
thing, 'cause
making
it's heavily
sure.
peated.
I'm being open and transparent. I don't remember. I was making sure
you
we're drinking
kidding
the same whiskey out of different glasses. So
Hey,
this
smells like a lot of peat on this
name.
name.
This
It's
is what,
delicious.
This is what I love about blended malt whiskeys. The blended malt allows you to add those layers into that whiskey that you don't get from a single malt, and I love that. I love blended malt whiskey.
I really want to try that damn Campbellton Lock now. Where can I get it?
yeah, I'm actually excited for it too. That'd be really interesting to try that. 5 of them? Wow.
Here's the problem, guys, and I'll be honest with you about my vote. I can't vote for something I've never tasted. Now, I'm not going to disagree with the comments. Everybody's saying the Lock is the winner here. The Lock is the winner. And it very well could be. It probably is from learning what it is. But I've never tasted it, and I can't find it right now. So I'm going to have to go with what I've got my tongue on, right?
Yeah, and so we've had a sample of this before. We actually need to do a review on this bottle. This No Name is spectacular for a blend for what it is. Woo-hoo. It's really, really well.
And this is completely the opposite.
I know. I wanted to try that one first. That's why I didn't realize how peaty this one. I forgot how much peat it was in it. Oh my gosh.
God.
The nose is fantastic.
And the fruit and the delicate and the light nature of that, it's just...
It really is super fruity. It's like this Orchard House is like...
That's a great summer dram. That Orchard, yeah.
Did you
Hang
get
on a
pineapple too? Oh my gosh.
Maybe.
It's
Yeah.
wonderful.
Holy crap.
No,
You know, if John
I could flip a
Glazier and
coin.
his team only knew what they were doing, you know.
John is a
I
master.
just, you know,
and
Mastermind.
his whole team, yeah.
Okay, that's my
right.
my vote right there. That's delicious.
The Orchard House?
Yeah. I mean, I love this, but the complexity of
What's the
on
price
that-
difference between the Orchard House? Oh, it's like double or triple.
Is it really?
Yeah.
pull it back up.
No Name is way higher.
So
Yeah.
40. Oh, well then that's even more helpful. I mean, I love No Name, different category,
Yeah.
So
but that Orchard House is
that's
delicious.
a delightful whiskey.
I've got to find that Campbellton Lock. I'm on the hunt. I'm on the look for that. I will have a bottle of that. But because I've not tasted it, it's been so long since I've had the Big Pete.
Mark doesn't get a vote.
He doesn't get a vote. I think
I-
we're good. We good with that?
It's my winner.
Orchard House?
I think we're all
Chicken
agreeing on
dinner.
that.
I'm good with that. Love it.
Damn, you guys.
Hey, we got a show to get through here, bro.
We got 20 minutes. No one's
lot more
complaining.
categories. How many
more
We had to
categories
buy
do
the
you
lock from Royal Mile via
All right, this
international
one is
shipping.
going to be
Zedman,
interesting.
dang it, you're killing me.
All right, moving on, Mark. We've
Oh,
got
that's
the
Australia,
best
though.
Oh.
non-malt whiskey of 2023.
So-
So this is going to be
Let's read them through.
extremely hard. Go ahead, Andrew. You got them all.
So we start with Blue Spot. We got an Irish whiskey, Blue Spot, 7-year-old, 58.9.
Phenomenal.
So it's a boom. It'll kick you.
Phenomenal
85
whiskey.
pounds. But then we get into some bourbon. So Elijah Craig Barrel Proof. Oh my God, those are great. 60% ABV, about 115 pounds. Okay,
Blah,
that's overpriced.
blah.
That's a UK price.
It's a
that's,
UK
that's
price.
high. Yeah, that's way, way, way higher than it is here. Next is Jack Daniel's Single Barrel Barrel Proof.
Nope.
Have you tried it?
Don't
No
care
idea.
to.
Wow. All right, next is Loch Lomond Single
Grain.
Grain.
You gotta
Oh,
scroll
sorry.
down a little bit. There you go.
Single grain 46. That can't be that great.
Single grain peated.
Oh.
No idea how that got
So
on here.
30 pound, 46% ABV.
Next is Wild Turkey 101, 50.5%.
You did bring a wee bit of that.
I
didn't
got
you?
a wee bit of that from a handle.
So this is where it gets tough for me, kids.
and then the
Same.
Wild Turkey Rare Breed, which
We have a bottle of
from
that
what
right
I
here.
hear
It's delicious.
will kick butt.
So this is tough. I'm going to scratch Elijah Craig and Jack Daniels because neither one of them have ever pushed my button.
Elijah Craig hasn't?
I wish I could have
best bourbon I've ever
gotten
had.
my hands on a Loch Lomond single grain just because Loch Lomond is growing on me a lot. I used to beat them up and compare them to bourbon distilleries because, they produce, 5 or 6 different labels out of Loch Lomond, but man, they make good whiskey. And so I wish I could have tasted that one before I voted. But it comes down to 101 Rare Breed and Blue Spot. Now, I know I like rare breed, and that's probably one of the few whiskeys that's not Scotch that I like. I mean,
Yeah,
I can put a bottle
I mean,
of that
obviously,
shit down.
where's it go?
It's right here.
Yeah, it's been hit pretty good.
Here's
I
a
mean,
rare breed.
I know, but I want to go to the
pour some?
101.
Yeah, I'll try some of
Yeah.
that. I do want to try some of the 101 too, just to be fair, because I already had my winner in this category picked before I even tasted it.
I know. Same here. I'm gonna get a fresh glass.
You know, I will say I'm not a big corn lover bourbon guy, but
Well, because it's a
this
rye.
rare breed.
It's got a lot.
Oh,
it's a high rye, isn't
okay.
it? Isn't the rare breed a high rye? It doesn't say, so maybe not.
I have
That's a lot different than what I've been drinking tonight.
I have definitely had a few nights of forgetting things with 101.
I haven't had 101 in years.
101 will catch you.
It'll kick you. So Gregor's correcting our pronunciation of Lomond.
Of what?
It should be Lomond.
Yeah, it's
Luckily.
Lomond.
That's correct, and it is.
Oh, we're saying Lac Lemond.
Yeah.
Sorry.
It's fucking good.
Really?
101's good, dude. I'm sorry, man.
Did you try the rare breed?
No, hey, pass her back.
I think it's this one.
Yeah, that's definitely not that one.
It's
You already
probably-
know that. You just
It's
pass
probably
Well, but I don't.
Honestly,
I don't drink it neat.
it's probably a tad too sweet on the back end for me. It's
Well, it is a bourbon, I mean.
right? Exactly.
Yeah, I mean that's. It's super sweet to me. It doesn't have a super bourbon corn flavor to it, but it's nice. I could drink a glass of it probably.
I think I like the rare breed better because of the
do
rye
too.
content. It's not as sweet.
Kind of brings it down a little bit.
It breaks
right?
that sweetness up a little
Yeah.
bit. But
That rare breed is better.
I'm gonna tell you, I don't think. Go back to the category.
There's nothing that's going to change my mind versus what I'm seeing.
I
right
wish
here.
we had a bottle of this right now.
I mean, I don't even have to think about this. I mean, there's no doubt in my mind where
That
we're
shit's
going.
good whiskey.
The Blue Spot is phenomenal.
7-year-old, 58.
If you can find it.
Do we not?
Right, that's the problem. You're just not going to
It's
find
a
a bottle.
7-year-old Irish. How's that so hard to find?
It's money. I'm
Keep in
going
mind,
to tell
it's
you
also
right now.
twice the price of the other ones we're talking about here.
Does the category say anything about price?
It
scroll
says
up.
best non-malt whiskey,
Best.
and I'm going to tell you right now, my second favorite love is Irish, and you can't go wrong with the spots
I'll
in general.
I have to go with you on that.
So I don't mind the rare. I didn't mind the turkey. I wouldn't mind trying the other one just to have a comparison, but I haven't. It's going to be super hard to change my mind against that Blue Spot and everything else.
You missed
thinking.
everything, Kim. Everything.
Yeah, so
That's
the other
what you
thing I
missed.
like is the Troy put in there, rare breed in a blind overperforms. And that is correct.
No, it does.
It totally would overperform.
You're
That
right.
rare breed's phenomenal.
It's a really good whiskey, and I mean,
And for the
that's
price-
why I actually own a bottle of it. To be honest with you, I mean, I've been turned on by it.
That would make a absolute fantastic old fashioned as well. Yeah.
All right, this is actually.
this
I'm
is
looking
it.
forward to this one.
So
This is a
tough.
discussion.
Right? Let's clear,
Number 5,
Clear the glasses.
the
What's it
best distillery in 2023. Best distillery. This is something
MGP.
that
Why is MGP in here?
Yeah, that's nice.
for? That's real.
That's real
cute.
nice. Real cute. Distillery, man. Like, who's putting out the good crap? Like, who's putting out the stuff that's just phenomenal?
So
You scroll. Okay, so
let's go
look
through the
this.
category. Let's go through the distilleries first, and then we can talk commentary on it.
Okay.
Because
So first is Ardnamurchan, Western Highland. Next is Ben Romick Distillery, Speyside. Third in this category is Bruichladdich Distillery in Isla. Next is Glen Scotia. It's a Campbelltown.
Glen Scotia.
Angels
There's
are
a
singing.
fight.
Then you have Loch Lomond in the Southern Highlands. And then finally, Springbank.
Ah, these are
and
these are
so it's
all
two
good
Campbell-
fighters, man.
let's back up and go to the first one.
Okay.
You've got to take your hat off and props to Ardnamurchan for being in the category. You're talking the category best distillery of 2023.
And it made it?
And they're newcomers.
They're brand
man.
new?
Yeah, right there. It's like
I don't think they even compared to what
I
some of
will
these
say-
the other ones.
I will
think
say
they're
this.
doing
I will
good
say,
shit.
good job, but not yet.
Not yet. No.
okay.
Not
All
yet.
right.
They don't have the breadth of
Wow.
of
See, look,
product yet.
Ardnamurchan's getting in the popular.
Okay,
vote.
No.
but look, Ardnamurchan is also in the best new distillery. And
That's going to be a
that's
different
go-
conversation, but not best distillery.
Correct. Now you look at the what Bruichladdich puts out, and hit
out
some
good
of there.
whiskey.
You got the Classic Latte, you got the Port Charlotte,
They do
you
the
got
Black
the
Arts,
Octomore, they
you
got the
got
Black
the
Art. I mean, the breadth of their products, it hits really well in every category. Non-peated, peated.
Yeah, this is best distillery, not
black
best
art.
new. Best distillery.
Yeah, exactly. This is these guys know how to make whiskey without question. And I would say Bruichladdich has a great opportunity.
I don't know. Glen Scotia has been that kind of under the radar, just cranking out good quality stuff.
But they're kind of one-dimensional, aren't they?
Well, okay, that's what
okay,
I'm saying.
fair point.
If you were just going to say, Mark, what's your favorite distillery? It's probably between Springbank and Glen Scotia. I'm probably going to go Glen Scotia. I've been on a Scotia kick, man. You know how many Glen Scotia bottles I have right now? Too freaking many. But
yeah, but what do they do?
But that's just I love that profile, right? But I see where you're saying as far as we're talking about distillery as a whole. What can you do as a distillery? And Bruichladdich has a very wide breadth. They're putting out Classic Lottie. They're putting out peated.
Port Charlotte. They're putting out Octomore. Yeah.
Loch Lomond.
I don't know a lot about Loch Lomond.
Loch Lomond's putting out 6 or 7 different.
Lomond.
Yeah, it's Lomond.
Come on, dude.
Gregor. So they're putting out a very wide breadth of different whiskeys, whether they're peated or non-peated, or
that's
grained or non. I mean,
I think they are a valuable player in this arena. Unfortunately, I personally don't have a whole lot of experience to talk much about it.
I'm thinking about their capabilities and the fact that you see them in several other categories where they're capable. I think they definitely stand toe to toe with Bruichladdich. Now, Springbank and Glen Scotia are probably a lot narrower in their profile and their breadth, what they can do, but they do it really fucking good,
dude. They do. I mean, all these. I mean, like you said earlier, dude, they got a range, man. It doesn't stop. It's just tough.
I have to say,
Springbank is pretty phenomenal too. I mean, good Lord.
Well, Springbank though, I mean, so they do the Hazelburn, and so they do have a bit of a range in their
Long Row, Springbank, and if you're counting Long Row and Hazelburn in the profile, right?
Well, you've got to, because that's what
they own.
If it comes out of the same distillery.
Okay, so you're right. Fair enough. I mean, it's a toss up as far as best distillery. In other words, full distillery capability and what they can produce, and that the variety of what they can produce. It's a fight between Loch Lomond, Springbank, and
it's hard to beat Bruichladdich. A question for the patron or for the chat real quick. Who won last year? I don't recall that, just out of curiosity. But to your point, I think this is probably one of the harder decisions we have to make tonight, because there are some really good contenders here.
Well, it's clear to me, but
that's a really.
But that's you guys can make the call.
What do the 5 fingers say to the face, Drew?
So,
wrong,
but you're right. It's an important discussion. Let's have the discussion. I have 1 vote of 3, so I could be outruled or outnumbered easily.
I think I know what you're going to say. I'm kind of with you right now, but I'm curious. Springbank won last year. Thank you for that.
Springbank won last year.
So that's helpful for my decision as well, because I think you're going to say Bruichladdich, and I'm with you on that.
So and why I was going to cut Springbank out of the to me, and just my gut, my mind, my discussion, my struggle is between Loch Lomond and Bruichladdich, and that's where I'm coming down. And I'm like, damn it, I've just seen so much more about Loch Lomond, so many more bottles, and so many.
And
even from an SMWS perspective, there's so many. Springbank was.
There's a reason for that. Obviously, it's phenomenal. So.
But I think they're going to be lucky to get 3rd this year. I really think it comes down to these two, and I guess it doesn't matter. I'll be the dissenting.
We're
vote.
1 vote. I mean, we're only 1 vote.
In the grand scheme of things,
and vote for yourselves.
No, but amongst us, I think what I hear from my other side is Bruichladdich is it, and it's because you guys are both going with that distillery. I will say Loch Lomond.
All right.
Really? I would not guess you Loch Lomond.
I'm just doing it to dissent against you guys. It doesn't matter. We're going Bruichladdich because you guys is 2 to 3.
But no, honestly, what would you pick though?
I don't know. It's damn tough.
I think you're going to pick Glen Scotia. My gut is you are in such a Glen Scotia range.
That's my favorite whiskey of the category.
That's what you would pick, yeah.
But
I'm a big fan of them
I'm thinking
myself.
about from a category of best distillery and what they're capable, what they can do.
You can't argue the range of Bruichladdich.
Look, I reach for Glen Scotia so many times. I have 12 different bottles of Glen Scotia.
Pour me a glass of that too.
I keep a Victoriana on my shelf all the time.
And so does Scotch for Dummies.
Are we good with Bruichladdich, guys?
Yeah, Bruichladdich.
All right, here we go.
Yep. I love it.
Bruichladdich, son of a bitch.
Is that it?
No, we're now we're at 8 out of 12. We got a few more to go.
Do we really?
Yeah.
This is only category
shite.
6.
What?
Best new distillery. Okay.
Woo! All right,
show
let me
that?
pour. Yeah, give me a second.
Kim just told us we picked right. Martin said the same.
Okay, thank God.
Martin said that's
thank
the
God
right
we got
answer.
the patrons voting in. All right,
great.
so go ahead, Andrew.
All right. So now the best new distillery. Now this is a tricky
This is
because
a
in the
tough one.
U.S. it's really hard to get some of these new distilleries.
Sure.
So we're going to start with Ardnamurchan.
They've already been a conversation point tonight.
They have, and we've got a bottle there. Next is Bimber from London. Well,
No experience
Okay,
whatsoever, and that's a shame.
I'm going to be, I don't know how you pronounce it, but I've not had great experience with London distilleries.
We've only had a couple.
What, Pendragon?
That doesn't mean that their Bimber's not great,
No.
but I'm just saying.
I don't know, but that's not
Right.
fair. But anyway,
You're right. It's not right.
Next up-
Next up, Isle of Raasay Distillery, the Western Highlands.
we have a bottle of that
We
here.
do have a bowl.
Yep.
Bowl.
So King's Barn Distillery. It's a
No
lowland.
experience, and I want to because I
Yeah,
do like
heard good
lowland
things
whiskey.
about 'em.
Established in 2014, so they're barely putting out whiskey yet.
Yeah.
I'm very curious.
Now this one is very interesting to me. The Lag Distillery. We have a bottle of Lag here, and I know when Martin
it's
came up,
really tasty.
I think it was Martin and Kim. They brought the new distillery offerings, and this was one of the categories.
And
And
they
Isle
brought
of
their
Raasay,
A
too.
game on that
They-
too.
they
That was
showed-
badass.
It was amazing. But they left the bottles with us, and I do remember the entire night going through the new distillery offerings that we had at the time, not having any understanding of what I was drinking, and the Lag was phenomenal. Like, it really blew my mind, the quality of what I was drinking. So
But I want to pour some of that Ardnamurchan.
the Ardnamurchan, that was really good too. I need to have a glass of Lag. Does anybody get some Lag poured yet? I mean,
No, but I've got some clean glasses. I've been rinsing them out.
okay, pour some of that. And then the last distiller we haven't mentioned yet is the Lindor's Distillery, which is
I'm going there.
Lindor's
I'll
Abbey.
pour one for me on that.
Don't you have one of those?
I do. It's not. So it doesn't matter what bottle because we're talking about best new distillery, right? So I've got a bottle I purchased not knowing anything about Lindor's. I saw them on an auction and I was like, well, what the hell is this? And I did a little research and I'm like, holy shit, new distillery? Well, let's check. And I
the
mean,
PX
look at the
cask.
bottle, right? It's a badass. It's a cool bottle. And it was a PX maturation. So
One of your
that's
babies. What's
one of
that?
my babies.
Lag.
Oh, yeah, I love the Lag.
But
so, yeah.
we can go back to this. There's
So what do we
two
have?
that we have no experience with.
Yeah, the London one, we have no information on. Which one is from London? The Bimber.
Yeah.
Bimber, and then there was the one more that just we got nothing on,
Yeah, the
The
King's Barn.
which I really want to know about.
Yeah.
So of these, I have to say,
The Ardnamurchan and the Lag are my two favorites, but they're completely different areas, right? You get the Lag, which is get more of that peated influence, where the Ardnamurchan is more of the lighter, fruitier, banana Fosters, banana flavors to it.
Okay.
So that's the two bottles we have here. I don't know about the rest of them.
That's Ardnamurchan.
What is
just
this?
real quick. That's Lindor's.
and this is Lag.
Holy nose on this. Jeez.
Yeah, I have to say though that so what I'm getting from the Ardnamurchan is you're getting a lot of a distillery character. There's not a lot of heavy influence from the barrels, and you're getting a lot of new make flavors in it. And
It's new distillery
it is, but so are Lag, and you're not getting new make
because it's
flavors.
peated.
This is
Correct.
unbelievable.
And the Lindors,
Yeah, it's unbelievable.
see, I was not getting as good a nose out of those. Again, it's
I got a
fairly
so
new spirit.
stupid
Okay.
things that Drew would say, but strawberry quick, like the strawberry powdery nose on the front, and then the palate itself, man.
See what Lindor's does is they use an aggressive cask to cover some of that new young spirit flavor, and I think
It's got a lot of potential.
Log does the same thing because they peat it, and it covers a lot of that new make as well.
Wow, it's a lot of flavor profile.
A
on
new
that.
whiskey, a new distillery has a real hard time getting real classic.
This
with
is
Scotch
going to be a wild
Pull
west.
the
here, boys.
category. I want to see the six again. I know there were two. So Ardnamurchan, Raasay. I got to be honest, guys. Rossi, I poured some tonight. It just did not hit my spot. Maybe it's just too young, and it wasn't getting there. I don't know. So Bimber, Kingsburn are out. It comes down to Lag, Ardnamurchan, and Lindors.
And I know Roy loves Ardnamurchan, and I respect him for that. It doesn't hit my profile the same way it hits him. But maybe he's better at working through what a good new make is supposed to taste like.
You have the Lag.
Yeah.
Let me say that the Lag is my third. I really like the Lag.
Same here.
Third?
It's my third, and the other three we're going to talk through.
Yeah.
The Ardnamurchan is my number one
Yep.
because the fact that it represents the most of the Scotch profile. I like the Lindor. I like what it's doing. The Ardnamurchan's delicious.
Compared to the log?
Yeah. Well, yeah. It's
all right.
You're a peat head.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
All right. I can. You guys can be
So
wrong.
you ranked them. You ranked them Ardnamurchan, Lindors, Log.
Yeah.
Damn, you're a brilliant man.
Highest of the fives.
Highest of fives. Andrew's like wrong.
I'm gonna go Log, Ardnamurchan, Lindors. So it sounds like Ardnamurchan wins it.
Ardnamurchan wins that one.
No surprise. Good
All
deal.
right.
That is.
I mean, it's delicious. It's like
good
Scotch.
Good,
if you're coming out of the gate with a Scotch profile, that is it.
See, this is the kind of whiskey that I want to sit with Roy, and I want to say, okay, Roy, why is this better than Lindor?
So
why is this better than Log? Why do you like them?
So I mean, let's go to the comments. Let's time out. So Martin says, Rossi, you have is first release. It's getting better. In 10 years, it'll be stellar.
Fair.
And I honestly hope so. I mean, why don't we want more Scotch to get better? I'm with you on that. I can say that I'm intrigued and I'm happy that there are new Scotch distilleries.
Oh, there's got to be.
It's on the up and up. There's
they're going to be pushing the market,
right? But I mean, how much does it cost to get into the game?
A lot.
A lot of money and
Right.
time.
It's not and time. Right.
That's a lot of money.
So I'm very encouraged to see new stuff coming, and that's
so
cool.
far, all of them brilliant. Right out of the gate, good job.
Yeah, I mean,
our vote is different,
so-
but overall, good
But
job.
let's be realistic. Even though we didn't vote for us, did when you taste it, are you like, man, that's
Put
still
off?
shit?
No,
I'm
not
not
at
going
all.
to drink it. No.
I wouldn't turn it away, but I probably wouldn't buy a bottle of it yet.
Correct.
Okay, but they're distillations good.
It's
They're-
in the
they're
it's in the
making
good
good distill.
family. It's in the range.
Right.
It's no White Walker.
Thank God. Right.
Thank you.
All right.
All right, let's go on.
So we're moving on.
The best independent
this is so
bottler
hard.
of 2023. This is super hard.
What do
So
we
we've
do?
got starting off. We got Cadenheads. Next, we have Gordon MacPhail. North Star, which I have. Do you guys have any experience? I don't have
Nothing.
anything.
We may have tasted one here or there at a gathering or an event, but I know it's loved, and I know a lot of people
Yeah, I've
are
heard
high
a lot
on
of
them.
people talk about it. Signatory, which we do have a few bottles of that. Good stuff.
Right?
Scotch Malt Whiskey Society.
Never heard of them. Shit.
Something like
You know how
that.
many bottles of that I got?
Ashton Mark owns half their line.
And guess what? Thompson Brothers again. God,
Damn. Somebody tell me about Thompson Brothers and why I can't get a bottle.
Wait a minute, they're distillers. Are they independent bottlers too?
They're independent
So-
bottle. Yeah, maybe.
you made a point earlier. I think it was Andrew that made a point earlier about Gordon MacPhail.
Yeah.
They're not doing. What's the deal again?
So Gordon MacPhail, one of the world's oldest independent bottlers. I think it's an argument between them and Cadenheads, actually. But been around for a long time, independent bottling, right? That's what they do. That's what they're known for. Well,
hundreds of thousands of casks. Yeah.
yes. They got in the business and bought a distillery and started distilling their own product and everything. And now they have made a business decision and an announcement that they are not going to be independent bottling anymore. They're going to focus on their distillery. But Andrews said that he read that it's just they obviously are going to continue their independent bottling until their cask store is out.
Yeah, either they are going to sell their casks. Essentially what they said, they're not buying new casks.
Okay.
So they can either sell their casks to other independent bottlers, or they're going to still do independent bottle releases while they run through their cask selection.
So, right. And here's my interpretation of that. we're going to hold on to the shit we got and keep bottling it under the Gordon MacPhail label. Unless we need cash for the distillery, then we're going to sell some casks to some other, we're going to do our balancing act as we have to.
They've got their cash flow now.
But it saddens me to see them sort of turning their back to the independent bottling that has
We've
brought
got a
them
lot of
here.
good memories from some of those bottles.
We really do.
Yeah.
Well, but that tells me there's not as much money in independent bottling as you may think.
Which is crazy from a consumer perspective. That's where the rubber. That's where you get the bang for the buck, dude.
I would agree. As a consumer, yeah, you're right.
You do, but Macallan is selling them for $100 a bottle. Gordon MacPhail is selling for $50 a bottle. They're not getting the buck
profit
for the
margin
bang.
is definitely a lot harder.
But that just tells me that people are fucking crazy for spending $100 in the Macallan when they can spend the $50 on the because that's what I've been doing for a long time.
But the market demands that. So
marketable market.
If they can't sell it for $100, they're not going to sell it. So you're right. I would argue that it's probably a lower margin game in the independent bottling community than it is as a brand.
In effort to be fair, we've tried to try something from every category or whatever. Go to the chat and see what everybody in this chat has experience with independent bottling, and I want to see what they have to say about independent bottling and their choice in this category.
So people like North Star, G&M. Yeah.
I'm going to pour a Cadenhead.
I don't.
Cadenhead's a lot smaller.
So we need to get going here, boys. But
Cadenhead's been around for a long effing time. Well, we'll take it a little bit over.
I'm going to make this easy for you guys. And they're all delicious, great bottles from different places because we love them all. But at the end of the day.
Signatory.
No.
Nope.
What?
SMWS.
I have 100.
I mean, there's a reason why I have so many bottles of them. The way their process, what they do, they deliver on every single bottle I've ever had, and we all have dozens, if not.
But is that because of the way they market their whiskey, or because?
Okay. Scroll up. Let's look at this. I'm not disagreeing with you, Drew. Cadenheads, absolutely love them. They produce good freaking whiskey. Gordon MacPhail produce good whiskey, but also had a few that I've not really liked.
Yep.
North Star, unfortunately, don't have the experience.
They're getting great comments online.
Yes, but everybody else seems to love them. Signatory, I mean,
have you ever had a bad?
I watched KB strip on a live show to a Signatory bottle. Scotch Malt Whiskey Society. I hate to say it, but to me, it's the winner because I own 100 bottles of it, and I've been a member for 6 years, and I do love the process. The only thing I would beat them and browbeat them and beat them again is for the shipping.
The shipping, yes, but you can't. I mean, all these bottles. Name another bottler that can give you the variety that SMWS does.
None of them.
None of them, and I'll back up. I will say I have literally had a Cadenheads that I wasn't fond of that I bought. I've had a Gordon and MacPhail's that I've been not fond about. Signatory, I haven't had one that I've not been fond about, but it's never really struck me as an independent bottler. To me, I just see them out there. I have never been disappointed about an SMW.
Yeah, I would agree with you on that.
I really have.
I've had a lot of variety of bottles.
I mean, I've been holding my breath for so many years going, when's the first one that I'm going to pour and be like,
listen,
disappointed.
All right,
we got to move forward, and we are on, I think, the last one. Best World Whiskey.
Best World Whiskey.
We've got...
shit.
Blue Spot was voted already. We had that bottle. Injury Trini 3 Wood, 46% ABV, $40.
Pretty good.
We got the
nothing on the Soloist. I think everyone's going to love this Calvalon Soloist, 50% ABV, 200 pound.
Oh, that's really high.
Nikkei, go for it. It's a Yoichi.
Nikkei.
Yoichi?
It's a Japanese whiskey.
Non-age statement, 45% ABV, 79 pounds. So for a Japanese whiskey to be 79 pounds, that's the low end.
That's really cheap.
Powers John Lane, 12 year old, 46.
That is a good Irish.
59%. And tons of good comments. No experience with it.
I already talked about rare breed.
And we like the rare breed.
Wild Turkey Rare Breed, 58.4% ABV.
I wouldn't put Wild Turkey in a world whiskey, but technically
I mean, it's Scotch.
Represents.
You got 2 Irish. You've got a Japanese. You've got an Indian. a Taiwanese, and an American.
I'm gonna go with the Indri on this one because I really enjoyed what they're putting out. It's kind of unfair because they're newer.
Are we doing that?
No, I know it's over here somewhere.
That's not the 3-wood, is it? Yeah, I would agree. I think for price and value, well, I guess we're not supposed to be value, but of the ones I've tasted here, I would agree that the 3-wood has a lot more volume of flavor than the Blue Spot does.
I think the interesting point here is the fact that, and I have this conversation quite often with just people, like the ability to age as fast as they do is really interesting.
That really helps.
You know what's crazy
like
though?
Texas.
To me, their speed and maturation is still it still produces a good whiskey. Where bourbon is a speed and maturation process too. That's just all sugar to me. It's all sweet.
That's the new oak and the corn.
I think, yeah. I mean,
that's what hurts it.
I wish I could have tried the solo. Was that what soloist or whatever, the Kavlan before I voted here, because I honestly think it would have been a contender for me. I've not tasted it, not nosed it. I don't know anything about it. I can't say. What's the category again? One more time.
World whiskey.
Best world whiskey. And because it's world whiskey, I can't vote for that. I've not tasted it, and that sucks. I'll be honest.
So what do you guys want to do?
So we're compare with what are people saying? Trooper says that Yoichi is great too.
I think
I've not had Powers. If I were going to abstain from any because I haven't had 4 of the 6, it might be this, but I've had 3 of them. I'm still gonna go Blue Spot.
I love Blue Spot.
Andrew wants to go, or Drew wants to go Indri. What do you want?
I would say Indri, but if you guys want to go Blue Spot,
I think
two for 3 say Indri.
We've already voted for Blue Spot, and Indri is such a unique. Well, they've come out of the gate swinging hard.
Good
in their world,
and they got good shit going on. Yep. Okay, I'm fine with that.
All right.
Hopefully, we're getting close here. Best Scotch whiskey. This is the big one.
Oh shit! Damn, I need to pour a dram for this, kids. Hey, this one's going overboard, man. Pour another one, kids. Tell the spouse you're going to be late to bed. This one's going to go over.
Cask strength, 50% plus ABV. Bunnahabhain 12. Oh, my God.
No, Bunnahabhain 12 cask strength. Take that shit to another level, Andrew.
Big difference. The Glen Scotia Victoriana.
It's what's in my glass.
54%.
So good.
One of my favorite. Keep it on the bar all the time.
Lecheg, 18-year-old.
Oh, my gosh. 18.
That's a baller.
46.3%
Port
ABV.
Charlotte's back again, boys. 10-year-old.
Port Charlotte 10. Yeah, no, that doesn't hold up in this category.
No, I don't think so either.
Springbank 10. While a great whiskey,
so.
I don't know if that holds in this category either.
No way. The Lecheg definitely is a heavy fighter.
I don't have enough experience to Ben Romack.
The Glen Scotia, it's between Glen Scotia, Buna, and Lecheg for me.
So,
do you have Ben Romax? Do we have any Ben Romax here at all?
Scroll up. Yeah, to me, it's the top shelf right here, top line. That's the conversation. I will honestly. I'm going to defer to our good friend in the chat, Kim, and tell me why I should vote for this Ben Romack cask strength, 50% ABV, 60 pounds. Because right now it's a heavyweight fight between that Bunnahabhain 12 and the Victoriana. They're both slammers coming in above 50% ABV. I love them both. That Bunnahabhain 12, it's Bunnahabhain
next level
to 11.
To 11,
right?
I think it's technically Bunnahabhain, but I'm just going to say.
I love it.
That Glen Scotia though, I think it won last year.
So everyone's saying that I would love the Ben Romack.
Really?
Yeah, he's a big Ben Romack fan.
See, I don't have the XP with Ben Romack. That's why we need to go to the freaking.
I don't know, guys. I'm on the fence. If I had to pick out all individually, if I had to pick out all of these, I would personally go with Victoriana.
It's a non-aged gin, though. That's the weird thing about it.
It's good shit. Whoa. Time out. Hey, that's a great comment you're making because I just did some research on this. Go read what they do for this non-age statement. It is not just a simple process of saying, give me some of those casks and some of the. They're moving this cask to that cask, marrying it with this cask. It is a process. This is a work of art. This is a Frankenstein that someone's putting together every time. There's 3 different versions. There and
what?
Yeah, I mean over the years because it's a batch thing. I mean they have to produce this.
Deep charred.
I'm sorry.
It's hard to beat. I mean, the Bunnahabhain is.
I
God,
love that
so
Bunnahabhain
good.
cask strength, man. To me, it's like Bunnahabhain plus. I get a little bit more.
It's a tough one.
Think about the Lecheg though.
I could go either way.
I like the Lecheg because it's old enough that any aggressive peat is kind of mellowed. The aggressive it's mellowed, and it's tough.
I will defer and say I'm not
what's
giving.
your vote?
I'm not deferring the vote. Lecheg 18 isn't getting a fair shake here from me because I honestly.
It doesn't have enough experience with it.
I mean, and if I've had it, it's been a minute, and I don't. It's not fresh in my mind. You know what's fresh in my mind? Bunnahabhain 12, cask strength, and Glen Scotia. Literally against Glen Scotia. I just
do you have
counted.
a cask strength here? No. Do you have it at your house?
No,
I do, and I didn't. That's one I overlooked. Honestly, I don't have one that's opened. The only reason I won't open it is because I have a Bunnahabhain 12.
He's got the golf selection.
Yeah.
No, that's the Brookline. But I have 3. I have the whole Bunnahabhain line 12.
Yeah.
And that cask strength 12's got to be put with that.
Yeah.
But anyway, it's delicious. It's effing good.
Well, we're seeing a lot of Bunna in the comments, so I'm okay with either Bunna or Glen Scotia. I'm a huge Bunna fan.
So all right, okay, let's keep reading these comments. Scroll up a little bit. Kim says Chad Anderson agree. I don't know if you're not willing to agree with Kim, man. You're not willing to.
Yeah, you did,
What did they agree with? What did Chad say?
He gave us a sample of the 18.
That's why.
Right.
That's why I think.
Man,
that's what I'm saying is I would vote for Lecheg 18. I think I have to say that. That it's better than Victoriana for sure. Even though I love Victoriana.
That's tough.
All right, so
that's my vote. That's my
Bunna
vote.
12 cask strength. I'm good.
If that's your go, if you're good with that,
I'm good with Bunna.
Glen Scotia's gonna freaking tear their shirt for me and cut me off and say I'm dead to them. But
I don't think. Listen, it's a fighter, and I love it to death. But I can't go wrong with Bunna. So we're gonna go with the Bunna cask strength.
Damn. And this
I'm
is
sorry,
what
Glen
this is what
Scotia.
voting is about.
I'm
It's
sorry.
about putting your vote in. And
there's hate mail in my inbox from Glen Scotia already. I know it.
5 optional questions.
How many bottles of whiskey do you go on and hit the last one?
Yeah.
Do we have more than 250?
Yeah.
Together we do.
How many bottles of whiskey do you buy each other? Just go ahead and put
the
it.
last one again.
We don't buy 100 a year.
Yeah, we do.
Shut up. How many bottles of whiskey do you consume each
Fewer
year?
than
I'm
10.
not gonna say 100 this time because that's not true.
Because we're definitely increasing our inventory.
But
There's 3 of
I will
us.
say at least 25 to 50.
Yeah, that's probably fair.
Oh, you suck. You guys are puss.
What do you think happens to your purchasing whiskey?
In your head.
In
Are you
your
going to
head.
drink more, buy less?
I wish they had a bullet that said depends on my liver.
Don't we? At some point, we have to dial it down a little bit.
About the same.
Yeah.
When buying a bottle of whiskey, where does your comfort zone lie? Ooh.
For me,
Well, you don't count.
I'm in the,
You're the very
up to
first one.
60. No, 35. I definitely will go above 35.
I would do this one for me. I would say between.
I'm there or the next level.
Boy, when I get above $100,
Yeah,
I'm like,
150,
well,
175.
no, we're talking
is
pounds.
Really
We're talking pounds.
no,
leave it there.
$120.
Okay, yeah, leave it at $120. Yeah,
I think that's fair.
That's a little high for me, but we're
Thank
average.
you for there we go. So you all can do the exact same thing,
and you should
and you should.
if you haven't.
There we go. We submitted.
I
feel pretty good about those.
A lot tougher than I thought. There's a few that I really am intrigued on that I want to go out
we
and
need
find.
we need to find some Thompson Brothers.
What's our last dram going to be?
Oh, that's a good question.
I'm going Victoriana.
That's what I'm drinking
That's
right now.
what's been in here, but what have I missed tonight?
Have you had the no name?
That Orchard House is worth if
I
you
don't-
haven't had it.
I've had 2 glasses of that.
I've had to. I've had. I'll go back to Glen Scotia. That's what's in here.
Yeah, there you go.
All right.
I love you.
It's phenomenal.
So,
and I feel bad we didn't vote for it.
It didn't hit our best whiskey, so best
Y'all,
Scotch.
thanks for hanging out with us tonight. Make sure if you haven't yet, you hit that like button on the way out. It does help our algorithm a little bit. Yep. And if you're not, join the Discord channel.
You need to.
Make sure you go out to the Online Whiskey Awards, vote, and then tune in November, the first week of November, for the winners, because it says a lot about the whiskeys, because it's all from your votes. It's not about purchased advertising or marketing or anything like that. Go out, check it out. Make sure you take the time to do it. And if you're not a patron, you should be, because we're going over to a Zoom.
Yep.
We'll see you patrons in a minute.
Cheers.
Thanks for hanging out with us. Cheers.
Love y'all.
3, 2, 1.